Buying your first house is kind of like trying to wrestle an alligator, blindfolded, with one hand tied behind your back, and your uncle, the real estate expert, screaming advice at you from the sidelines. You got paperwork piling up, pre-approvals that sound like algebra, and fees popping out of nowhere like that pickle in a burger you said you didn't want. But don't sweat it. Today, I'm walking you through the home buying process like we're strolling through a quiet park. No stress, no headaches, just clear steps to get you from I want to buy a house to here's your keys. We're covering everything: finances, pre-approvals, finding the perfect realtor, house hunting without losing your mind, putting in offers, inspections, appraisals, the works. So make sure you stick around until the end, because not only will you learn every step of the home buying process, but I'm also throwing in a little bonus tip that could save you more than $10,000 on your closing costs. That's enough money to buy an inflatable flamingo for your pool. Just take that home inspection report that we talked about and have your realtor use it. All right, let's dive into step one. Getting your finances in order before buying a house is like making sure your car is gassed up, your playlist is perfect, and you've got snacks for days. Nobody wants to be hangry when they're buying a home. That's a whole different kind of buyer's remorse. And listen, if your finances are the equivalent of that weird rattling noise that your car keeps making, well, now's the time to figure it out. First, your credit score. If your credit score is looking more like Tiger Woods scorecards, we've got some work to do. Aim for a score that makes lenders go, okay, we trust you. So how do you make sure that banks trust you? You do that by making sure your credit score is above 620. Now, your debt to income ratios are like your car's fuel efficiency. Sure, you can have a pimp and ride from Exhibit, but if it guzzles gas like it's going out of style, it's gonna cost you. Banks want you to have enough money left over after paying your mortgage so you're not eating ramen noodles in the dark. We're aiming for a DTI of around 28% for housing. But why 28%, right? Why not 29% or 27.5%? Well, think about it like this. It's simple, honestly. Banks want their money back. That's really it. They're looking out for themselves. And 28% is that sweet spot where you've still got enough money left over to handle the rest of your life. Most banks use what's called the 28-36 rule. Sounds fancy, but it's simple. They don't want you spending more than 28% of your monthly income on housing, which is your mortgage, and no more than 36% on all your debts combined. So that's car payments, credit cards, and now your new mortgage. And I know what you're thinking, Simon, there ain't no way anybody's keeping it under 28% these days with prices through the roof. Well, you're right. Things are wild out there, and mortgages aren't cheap unless you're dropping a down payment the size of half of North Korea. So in these crazy times, a lot of banks are pushing that front number up to 30, 33, and even 43%. Geez, I've even seen back-end ratios reach as high as 56% on some of the deals I've done. But look, it all depends on the loan program. It's flexible, like when you're trying to squeeze into your jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. It's gonna be a tight fit, but with enough dedication, you can make it happen. And a good mortgage broker can help you make sure you're not stretching yourself too thin. So let me worry about those numbers, all right? And let's not forget about pro tip numero uno. You'll need money for a down payment, closing costs, and that celebratory pizza when you finally move in, obviously. But ideally, you want to save up at least 4 to 6% of the home's purchase price. If you want a more accurate figure for your situation, just click the link down below and my team and I will help you break down exactly what you'll need in order to buy your first house. Okay? Cool. All right, step 2. Let's talk about getting pre-approved. Now, a pre-approval is like your golden ticket. It shows sellers you're not just window shopping. You're actually ready to buy like right now. And the bank's basically saying, hey, we trust this guy to give him a whole pile of cash to get themselves a house. But how do you actually get pre-approved? Well, banks, they want to see everything. Your income, your debts, your credit history, and your 3rd grade report card. Okay, all right, maybe not that last one, but sometimes it feels that way. It's all part of the bank's way of saying, are you sure you're actually ready for this? And trust me, you definitely want to be. The key here is to get your documents in order ahead of time. I'm talking about your W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs, bank statements. It's like you're preparing for the financial Olympics. And the gold medal is that pre-approval letter. Without it, you're just another person wandering around open house to open house with a dream and no way to make it actually happen. Once you're pre-approved though, you can go house hunting with confidence, knowing you got the green light to make offers. You'll know exactly how much house you could afford, so you don't waste time falling in love with something that's out of your price range. like that $2 million mansion with an infinity pool. I know, it's nice, but unless you're Elon Musk, you know? All right, now we're at the part of the process where you need a guide. And I'm not just talking about any guide. I'm talking about the Gandalf of real estate. Somebody who's gonna walk you through the journey like, you shall not pass without a good deal. A good realtor is worth their weight in gold because they know the ins and outs of the housing market, tricks of the trade, and they can spot a fixer-upper that'll end up costing you more in repairs than the house itself. Think of them like guiding you up Mount Everest, except they're helping you navigate the mountain of paperwork, negotiations, and emotional roller coasters that come with buying a house. Now, how do you find this magical realtor? It's like dating. You want somebody who gets you, who listens to your needs, and most importantly, knows what they're doing. Avoid the types who show up late to meetings or try to sell you on a house that clearly isn't what you're looking for. A great realtor will not only find you the right house, but they'll also save you from making rookie mistakes, like buying a house with a basement that floods every spring. Thanks to your realtor, you'll avoid turning your living room into a swimming pool. House hunting. Let me break it to you. It's not all cute couples arguing over whether they want hardwood floors or open shelving. In reality, it's more like treasure hunting, but instead, you're just hoping you find a house without a creepy basement or a roof that leaks every time it rains. You're gonna see some beautiful homes that make you imagine hosting friends and family over for summer barbecues. And then there's homes that are gonna make you wonder if the last owners were vampires. Now, don't just focus on the aesthetics, but ask yourself, does this place have good bones? Check the roof, check the foundation, check the plumbing, flush a toilet or two. Make sure there isn't a weird smell that hits you like a brick wall when you walk in. Remember, pretty can fade, but structural issues? Whew, those will keep you up at night. Like watching Freddy Krueger all alone just before going to bed. All right, you found the one. It's the house that checks all the boxes. It's in a great neighborhood, has that open floor plan you've been dreaming about, and enough closet space to park your car in. Nice. Now comes the part where you make your move. Making an offer is like proposing to your dream home. You gotta make it strong, but don't look too desperate. You want the house, but you're also not trying to outbid yourself. This is where your realtor will guide you through like a seasoned matchmaker. They'll help you craft an offer that stands out, but not one that stands so over the top you'll be eating canned beans for the next 5 years. It's all about finding that sweet spot, offering enough to show you're serious, but leaving some room just in case negotiations come to play. All right, so your offer's been accepted. Congrats. But hold your horses, you're not done yet. Now it's the time for inspections. This is where you bring in your detective, your inspector, to make sure everything's up to code. Think of them like Sherlock Holmes, but instead of solving crimes, they're solving the mystery of whether your new dream home has termites. The appraisal is another step that ensures you're not overpaying for the house. The banks want to make sure that the home is actually worth what you agreed to pay for it. If the appraisal comes in low, it could mean renegotiation. Or in some cases, you might have to bring some more money to the table. But if the appraisal comes back higher than what you agreed to pay for, then you just scored some instant equity. And the seller, guess what? They can't do a damn thing about that. Finally, you made it to closing. The finish line is in sight. It's closing day. Time to sign what feels like a mountain of paperwork. Seriously, you're gonna sign enough paper to make your hands start to cramp. But at the end, you're gonna be holding the keys to your future house. Here's that bonus tip I promised. If you wanna save some serious cash, ask the seller to cover some of those closing costs. That's right. You can get them to foot the bill for some of that extra stuff at the end. Just take that home inspection report that we talked about and have your realtor use it as negotiating power to get some seller's concessions. And in a buyer's market, they just might do it. I've seen people save up to $10,000 this way. You just have to ask. So there you go, from start to finish. That's how you buy your first home. Like, subscribe, do all that other good stuff. And if you're ready to take that first step, click the link down below to book a free consultation. We'll go over a custom step-by-step plan to get you into your next home. See you in the next video.